Elk are generally wild creatures, but some elk are raised for food, just like cattle are. Find out what it takes to be an elk rancher.
Good morning. Welcome to Timber Butte Elk Ranch. I'm Diana.
My name is Brooke.
Nice to meet you, Brooke.
My name's Evie.
Hi, Evie. Nice to meet you, too. Thank you so much for coming up this morning. It's great to see you guys. So these are our elk. These are our juveniles. These are 3 and 4-year-olds.
These young male elk or bucks are kept in this first area. Young bucks tend to be pretty pushy, so it's better to keep them separate, especially when there are treats around.
See his upper lip? There's nothing there. No teeth.
Only on the bottom?
Only on the bottom. Because they eat grass, so they only need the teeth to tear the grass off the ground.
What type of elk do you have here?
We have 2. So this guy's a Roosevelt. They're coastal elk. The other ones that are up here are Rocky Mountain elk, and that's what's native to Idaho. Roosevelts are 30% bigger, and you can see he's quite a bit bigger than some of the other guys. So they have a bigger body, but their antlers only usually get to about 6 points. The Rocky Mountains don't have as big a body, but they spend a lot more energy they get wild antlers. I mean, and that's the antlers that are scored when hunters hunt, are the ones that are on the Rocky Mountain. This is off of a 4-year-old Rocky Mountain elk. That's a 4-year-old Roosevelt elk. Look at the difference in size. Isn't that amazing? Feel how heavy that is.
What are the antlers used for?
They can be used for a lot of different things. We cut them up and sell them as dog chews. But sometimes people will make lamps out of them. They'll make furniture out of them. And it's a renewable resource. The animals drop them every year and we go pick them up. So do you guys want to go down and see the mamas and babies?
Sure. Yes.
All right.
Mama cows and their babies are kept in their own area so the babies have a chance to grow. Most of the babies in this pen are almost a year old. Cow elk like to live in a group.
They're herd animals, so they're more comfortable with a lot of them around. But all the mamas protect all the babies.
What do you feed them?
We feed them hay, and we usually have to feed them about 9 months out of the year.
Do they eat anything besides hay and sheets?
They can eat. We fed them bananas and grapes and watermelon. Any sweet fruit like that they'll eat.
How long have the mamas pregnant?
They're pregnant for 9 months, just like a human. And cows are pregnant for 60% of their life. Can you imagine?
Diana and the girls head down to our next stop. You can see the elk pens have very tall fences.
So with elk, you can see our fences are very tall. They're 8 feet tall because an elk can jump. If they're not that tall, an elk could jump out. So we have to keep them contained because they're actually our property, as opposed to the elk in the wild that belong to the state of Idaho and the people of Idaho. So because these are ours, we keep them contained. And if they were outside the fences, we'd never see them again. But you can see that with the size of the pen that they're not cramped at all. They have plenty of room to run around and play. And we've got ponds. In the summer, they'll be down in the ponds to cool off. We want to make sure that they have as much room as we can give them so they can run and play and act like a regular elk.
Most of the time, the elk live in their own areas relatively undisturbed, but twice a year the elk are herded into this building.
We have to handle them a couple of times a year because we've got to vaccinate them. And this is the facility that we do that in, so we call it the handling facility. So the elk will come in, they'll come around, and they go through these boxes, and the name of the game is to keep everybody safe. We don't want the animals to get hurt, we don't want to get hurt, but we need to get them vaccinated. They get an 8-way to keep them healthy. They also get wormed twice a year. Because they eat off the ground, they'll pick up parasites. And if we don't get rid of those parasites, the animals will suffer, and we don't want that.
Diana and her husband Jerry started raising elk in 2008. There are about 44 elk ranches in Idaho.
What do you use the elk for?
We use the elk for food. We raise them for meat. Elk meat is great for you. It's low fat, low cholesterol, and it's very high in protein. It's extremely lean meat, and it tastes really good. You want to try some?
Sure.
Come on.
Timber Butte Ranch sells their elk meat products at local farmers markets and online.
So we make a jalapeno pepper jack cheese salami.
Is it
You want to try it?
spicy?
It's not really spicy. It might be a little bit, but just take a piece and split it.
Okay.
So we do salami and pepperoni and jerky and huckleberry sausage, and then we also have ground and steak.
It's good.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more, head to the Science Trek website. You'll find facts, links, games, material for educators and parents, and much more. You'll find it all at sciencetrek.org.